everybody. JD Talkin Sports. Sometimes JD does stuff and he's a real moron. Other times he's not. You don't need to know what happened. You kind of do. I just did 20 minutes and realized I hadn't hit the record button. So I'm talking. Now I got stuff on, I got a live one going Instagram. I got a live one going on YouTube, but I'm not recording diddly. Nothing. Now, yesterday was a wonderful day. 8 o'clock, we're going to watch Florida play. We went to Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's is like 20 blocks away. And when you go food shopping with that and you get that much shit, it's very uncomfortable to carry everything. Very uncomfortable. So we end up walking home, and I got a pounding headache, and all I want to do is watch some football. Well, I go, and none of the channels are working, so I decide I'll reboot everything. Then I see on Twitter that Spectrum is not working. Now, Michigan had got in something yesterday that Spectrum was not happy paying the fees it has to the Disney company, which is ESPN, FX, Freeform, all Disney channels, all that stuff. And it sounded like it was that they weren't going to show the channels anymore, or you would have to fight to get the channels. No, last night during football, poof, gone. Local news, ABC, Channel 7, gone. ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC, ACC, gone. What we do in the shadows, gone. No more. ABC, Michigan watches the weather every night, gone. One of the CEOs put up this whole thing, bullshit. And someone said, I get a refund. And Michigan was pissed. So then we went to the ESPN app. Oh, and US Open 2 last night. Poof. Nope, nothing worked. Now, my parents have Optimum, so I said, let me see if I could use Optimum, because I was watching the game on my phone, which I realized was an Optimum. So we switched everything over to Optimum, and it's the only way we can watch sports. Like tomorrow night from Charlotte is UNC versus South Carolina, South Kakalaki, and I want to watch the game. Well, can't watch it with that. I was like, oh my fucking God. So that happened last night. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. Now, you see this picture I have up on IG. It's two guys, just look like two guys just hanging out, shaking hands in front of a picture. Well, an Iranian weightlifter, Mostafa Raji, finished second in his division at the 2023 World Master Weightlifting Championship. That's World Masters. You can see he has gray in his beard. He shook hands with third place finisher Maxim Zversky of Israel. The Iran Weightlifting Federation called Raji's action unforgivable, and he's been banned from all sports facilities for the rest of his life. Not for a year, rest of his life. Also, the head of the weightlifting team, Hamid Salahinia, has been relieved of his duties. Iran does not recognize Israel as a country and forbids its athletes to have any contact with their Israeli competitors. So a lot of Iranian athletes often withdraw from competitions or fake injuries so they don't have to interact with athletes from Israel, which I think is great. The world today that they can't interact. And if you do, you're banned for life. In a World Masters weightlifting competition, where these guys are now doing it for the love of the sport, they're not competing. They're still competing. And this is what had to happen. Two guys shaking each other's hands, and they both medaled. They silver and bronze, and banned for life. The world today sucks. I see that stuff. It just annoys the hell out of me. How people suck. People fucking suck. You know what? We are never, ever this is never going to change. You are never going to see. It's never changing. It's pathetic. It really is. It's 2023, and I feel like we're in the Stone Ages. It made me think of when the Berlin Olympics with Jesse, 36? And he had a German competitor. He was jumping too far, and he went to say, that, maybe you got to start your long jump a little earlier. I remember that story as a kid. I read it in a book. And, here he was, Hitler wants to show everybody the world how the best athletes are from Germany, and a black man comes and dominates the competition. And then had to go home, Jesse Owens, and basically had to race horses and do other bullshit. And he thought it would lead to riches when he got home, and he had to do stupid things to make a living, and basically was cleaning streets, thought he'd come back to a different world, competed for Ohio State in college. And that was 36, 2023. Same stupid shit happening in this world. This guy's just competing. He's not an Olympic. This is a world masters. Competing, having a good time, doing his thing. Blows my mind. I see that, I'm just like, holy shit. I saw that, I was like, and I had the picture up yesterday from Hal, and I tried to get Dom on today, but Dom said that, Hal hit it out of the park. I want to talk about, Dom played quarterback for Ball High School, where I read today that, Mike Evans, 9 years straight with 1,000 yards, going for 10 straight 1,000 yards to start his career. He wants a contract. He wants like a Cooper Cup contract, like $80 million. Here he is, the face of the team, 9 years, played his ass off with, through good and bad, going for his 10th straight season with 1,000 yards, wants a contract. He said if it's not done by the regular season, then forget about it. And he won't be a Buck next year. And I know it's a business, but there's something about keeping guys around that, play hard, play the game right, bust their ass every goddamn day. And those are the guys you want on the team. Fan base. Fans want to have a fan base, players around, that they can relate to. But I don't know. So today actually, Space City Screwballs, the guy who runs the team, I didn't get his name. So I will reach out to him. He said, thanks for the bump. I wish I could tell you more about the guy in the flyer, but it was ARR generator. That's what he said. The guy in the picture from yesterday, which I thought was a really cool picture. I mean, the picture was, I have that. Yeah, Hal sent it to me. It's a really cool picture. I mean, it's a really cool picture. I mean, that's a cool picture, right? I like that picture. Well, he said it was AI generated. He, was in a pinch, wanted to get something done, which, I respect. And he said he played with it and finished it for the Flyer. He said, I didn't get to make it until a couple days ago, but yeah, Sandlight Revolution is alive and well down here. Probably at least 24 new teams in Texas the past 2-3 years. Hardball pitching, which is awesome. I love that they're playing hardball. 55-70. Some guys can really throw more gas than that. Absolute blast. Thank you again. So I said, yeah, all right. I said, I'm going to give you some props. I'm going to give you props where props are due. So that's what I did. I said, that's a good thing. Now, college football, Miami, SMU, had the whole Pony Express. They had, they had the death penalty. Miami had that guy with the Ponzi scheme. Reddit College Football put a montage from Scarface. Take it to the limit. Limit. Dun, 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 dun. Take it to the limit. Limit. Yeah, no, I can't sing for shit. So I thought that was funny. ASU, so I'm watching the first half, 21-7. That kid Rashada, who didn't get the almost $14 million from Florida, played well first drive, up 21-7 at the half. They had rain, dust storms. The second half didn't finish until 4 a.m. local New York time. So I went to sleep. I was watching Twisted Metal. I watched the last couple episodes. Couldn't sleep last night. Watched a couple episodes. Finished that. They got to have a season 2 because they left it wide open. But I thought it was good. And, so they held on 24-21 in some shitty weather. But Dillingham's going to be a good coach. Now, they're banned from a bowl game this year, which, hey, it's bullshit. I agree with Michigan said that what Herm Edwards did should not affect this team. But it does. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, but it happens. So they held on to win. I watched the second half of Minnesota was down 7-3, then 10-3 to Nebraska. Nebraska was running out the clock, and I saw the strip coming. I saw them hold the ball. Bam, they got it, and a touchdown by, what the hell was that kid's name? Yeah, Daniel Jackson caught it, had the wherewithal to keep his right foot off the ground and dragged his left foot in the corner. Touchdown. They get the ball back. Bad interception. The one of the defensive backs had 2 interceptions in the game. And then Dragan Kesic hits a 47-yard field goal to win it 13-10. And Nebraska, which has not won a opening game in 4 straight seasons. That's the longest streak since 1942-47. Minnesota's won 5 straight against Nebraska. That's the longest streak since 40-49. And Nebraska, so the last 2 years, including this year, they are now 2-14 in one-score games. Last 2 years, it was the most losses in FBS, and they have led in 10 of those 14 losses. So 2-14 in one-score games. Matt Rule, first game, he's, hey, give him some time. Hey. And the superstar actor Chris Sipperman has joined the house today. Chris, it is good to see you. I hope you're well. It is always, as you know, I'd like to get him on, talk a little bit about his acting. Guy's always working, always working. I used to train with his mom in New York. Now she lives out in California, living the good life. And Iowa, Brian Ferentz the team has to average 25 points per game and win 7 games, including regular season and a possible bowl game for him to keep his job. I think he's making $850,000 this year. They sucked last year. One of their defensive backs was third on touchdowns in the team. And they have a big game coming up, first game. Oh, and SMU, Cal, and Stanford are all going to the ACC, which means that we're down to the Pac-2, and they're going to get a bump of $70 million. SMU is not going to get any money for 7 years, whereas Cal and Stanford are going to take partial shares, but they'll get more money if they compete in the college football playoff, bowl games, NCAA tournament, March Madness, all that kind of stuff. But they're really going, the Olympic sports are big. That's what they're adding the ACC. Cal, Stanford, very big in the Olympic sports. And somebody was complaining about, who's going to care about a UCLA Rutgers game? Who's going to care about a Boston College Cal game? I mean, who? But that's what it is now. It's harder for the commercial flights for kids flying cross country, playing the non-revenue sports that that don't get all the money, all the glory. Those kids, that's a lot of flying for these kids. I guess they're going to be doing a lot of work on their plane rides, which you got to get done. But I mean, it's not desirable. But you have a scholarship in college. You want to play sports. That's what you do. And I guess it would be kind of cool, a kid in the winter going from Boston College to go play out, in Northern California, nicer weather. SMU too, nice. So I think that's, it was bound to happen. That realignment, that's the world today. Yeah, NDAD, Notre Dame AD says ACC home for our Olympic sports. Thank you, Luke DeCock, on that one. Bama new quarterback in Jalen Milroe, redshirt sophomore, is going to start against Middle Tennessee State on Saturday. Back to the ACC. I mean, it was bound to happen. You got the Pac-2. You got Washington State and Oregon State, and the American Athletic Conference does not want them. What did I see? I think I saw that Washington State still wants it. Oregon State still wants the Pac-12 to stay intact. They got to bring everybody in. You got to bring all the Group of 5 teams in now to fill up the conference. I mean, wow, from where they were to where they are. And I actually read something in the. Yeah, I want to see if Hal sent me something. I tried to get Dom on. I said, multitask, man, multitask. Come on the show today, dude. Come on the show. We'll talk about stuff. But he did not. He did not come on. But I read something. This was from I want to see if I can find it again. Yes. This is from 1959. Cactus Jack Curtis, Stanford football coach, predicted there will be a reorganization of the defunct Pacific Coast Conference. I feel that time heals all wounds. He told the Stanford alumni audience in Hotel El Dorado, I believe that in due time, most of the schools will be back together and will be in a conference. Coast teams can't go independent. It isn't realistic to have only the national championship to go for. If the boys lose one game, they are out. I've been reading about the proposed airplane conference. I think this is ridiculous. There cannot be an airplane conference with an equal opportunity for all sports. It would have to be limited to one sport. He assured his followers that Stanford will remain in big-time football competition. Well, it did happen. It did. It's all about money. And, Pac-12 was in a shitty, once UCLA and USC, they weren't making the money. Everybody saw the money. Big 10 just signed a huge new contract. SEC's at the forefront. And, Big 10's going to be on, next season? Even they're on this year. They're going to be on NBC. Next year, it's NBC, CBS, and Fox. They're going to leave ABC. They're going to be on 3 different stations every day. It's going to be a triple header on every day of football for the Big Ten. There's going to be a Saturday night game. There's going to be a Saturday afternoon game. There's going to be a Saturday early game. What more? It's crazy. You got Oklahoma and Texas going to the SEC. The world's a changing. I remember as a kid, man. You got what you got, and that was it. I remember you had the Big 8 conference. It was the Pac-10, I remember. It wasn't the Pac-8. Yeah, Pac-10, I remember. Then Pac-12. Now the Big 12. Teams aren't playing each other. They used to play each other all the time. I remember Baylor going to a Cotton Bowl, as a kid. You remember all these things, and now, poof, world has changed a lot. A lot, a lot. I saw the Nets picked up Harry Giles, 2017 20th pick in the draft for Portland out of Duke. Hasn't played in the NBA since 2021. He's still young. So they're talking about Billy Reinhart, this guy who covers the Nets, said, well, now you got a front court competition between Trendon Watford, who? Darius Bazley, who? And Day'Ron Sharpe. I remember they drafted Day'Ron Sharpe. They're going to suck. Doesn't matter. I mean, he averaged, last time he played in the NBA, Giles, 3 points, 3 rebounds, and assists in 38 games. All these kids come out of Duke. All these kids who come out and think, I'm going to college, but I'm going to the NBA. Well, high school, different than college, and now you're playing for your meal money. Now you're playing against guys who are playing for paychecks. And you see a lot of, and the, what was it say? That the cream rises to the top? Well, these guys aren't that good. They think they're good. They don't have a lot of fundamentals. They get to the pros, and they're young, and everybody says they're athletic and all this stuff, but a lot of them just aren't very good. A lot of kids come out of Duke. How many of them actually become good players? I mean, he's a great college coach, Coach K. Sent to UNC. Not a lot of these guys come out to be great pros. You know, I mean, some of them do. But, you know, I remember, who was the guy who's in the Magic? Who's that kid in the Magic? Magic guards. I'm blanking on his name. He stayed 1 year, thought, and they sucked. They did. I see his face. Yeah, Markel fought. Cole Anthony. Oh, Cole Anthony's going to be the greatest. Guy can't shoot. Still can't shoot. You need to shoot the ball to play in the NBA. Can't shoot. Wasn't that good in his 1 year at UNC. Team sucked. Now he's in the NBA. I see his stat sheet. You know, sometimes he takes a lot of shots, misses a lot of shots. Got to be able to shoot the ball to play in the NBA. That's a guy who's like, You know, I mean, there's a lot of these guys coming out, play 1 year, and they think, oh, I'm ready to go pro, and they really aren't, and you never hear from them again. They're, you know, I mean, I could go through a bunch of UNC guys who dominated in college with double machines. Sean May, a lottery pick? Yeah. Now he's on the bench. Marshall, he didn't do much. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I just disappear. And I love UNC. I love my school, but not a lot of guys, not a lot of Vince Carters. I mean, Jameson was supposed to be the superstar. Was the college player of the year. He was a good pro. Carter took over the league. Carter was the guy who wasn't, you know, was like almost like a late bloomer in a way, but became a guy and then had a long career and found his role at the end of his career, but still played into his 40s. But the list of guys who don't make it, it goes on and on and on and on. I'm like, when guys leave after a year, I'm like, goodbye and good riddance. You know, I mean, right now, UNC, the all-time leading scorer, he was not a good pro. I'm blanking. UNC All-American basketball. Okay, so let me go through. Okay, so Jordan. Okay, Tyler Hansborough did not have a great career. Perkins was a good player. Carter. Stackhouse was good. Had some good years. Kenny Smith was a Baycott. What's he going to do in the pros? He's too short. Can't shoot. Good thing he stayed in college an extra year. Rasheed Wallace had a very strong career. Montrose did not do anything. Daugherty had a good career. Marcus Page, no. Justin Jackson, no. Ty Lawson was pretty good. Walter Davis was a hell of a player. Phil Ford, I remember Phil Ford. Harrison Barnes has been a good player, solid. But the list of players that make it, you know, the list of players, yeah, I'm going through the whole list. Yeah, Justin Jackson, Sean May, J.R. Reed. Bob McAdoo was a hell of a player. Tyler Zeller, another guy. Yeah, I mean, you know, so that's why, you know, I hear about Harry Giles, you know. He's not going to do shit. But, you know, hey, that's a sign that, you know, they're not going to be good next year at all. Now, do you see Ronald Acuna Jr.? I love Jason. Jason always sends me gems. So Jason sends me today. What did he send me today? He sent me he sent me today about Acuna. He said, I know about the 30-60, but not the wedding. So he got married yesterday because his wife's visa was running out and he'd have to wait 3 months to get married. So he got married. Then he did a whole run trot where he did a little stutter step at third like Tatis, along with like 3 other crazy little things he does on his way to home, which drives me fucking nuts. And if I was a pitcher, I'd go and I beat him on the next goddamn pitch because I think that's not baseball. I don't know. He did third base, did a little slide or whatever. Bullshit. I didn't like that at all. And he goes, whenever I see this, I think, is that going to drive Puppet nuts? Because that was my nickname growing up. Mr. Brinza, the gym teacher, kindergarten, Woodmont School, name me Puppet. And friends that I've known through Lanker call me Puppet. And I'm like, I'm cool. That's all right. Call me what you have to call me. I love it. I love that you love me. I love you. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, I can't stand that stuff. So Acuna first got a 30-60, actually has 62 RBIs, 62 stolen bases. And he's on, he might get 40-40 this year. One year he had 41, but he missed on the stolen bases. But the first guy ever to have 30-60 in a season, and we still got a month left to play. And he had a grand slam last night. Mookie Betts hit 2. The Braves won 8-7. And Mookie Betts, 38 home runs, a career high, 251 home runs for his career. He's a hell of a player. 98 RBIs. He is getting it done this season. So I saw that yesterday, and I was like, yeah, the move at third base, you want to just punch him. Come on. Teddy Bridgewater has had 3 numbers in the end. He was number 50 when he came in the league, then 17. Now he's going to be 10 with the Lions. I don't know why that's news. Why do we care if they switch numbers? I'm more concerned that they're going to play. The number doesn't help them play better, does it? And I hope he doesn't get in the game because Jared Goff, I want him playing this year. And the GM, Lions GM, they believe the hype. I mean, they have a good shot. I think Casey should be worried. You know, I mean, Chris Jones isn't playing. They really don't have. They have backups in the defensive line. Guys, Chris Jones they don't want to pay him. Well, you know what? Emmitt Smith 1 year sat out the first 2 games. They paid him. They lost the first 2 games. They played him. They paid him. They won Super Bowl that year. Yeah, so don't bring back Chris Jones. And when you can't get to the quarterback, you're going to realize, go pay Chris Jones. Don't be douchebags. Commanders sold out their opening game against Arizona. Congrats, you got rid of Dan Snyder. Athletic had the top stadiums in the NFL. MetLife's 25th out of 30 because, you know, the Rams and Chargers play at SoFi and the Jets and Giants play at MetLife. So there's 30 stadiums. MetLife's 25 out of 30. I put it at 30th. It sucks. It's like a prison. It just has no character, nothing. It's a shitty-ass stadium. We actually got offered tickets tonight to see Bruce in a box at MetLife, and we both didn't want to go. I am not a Bruce Springsteen. I'm from Jersey. I am not a Bruce Springsteen fan at all. Not a fan. Nope. Not a fan. Not at all. No. Just not. Not my team. Don't like him. I mean, I don't like him. I like Born to Run and maybe, yeah, but not enough to go sit through a whole concert. And I bet he puts on a great concert. And I could have went. I broke my wrist, so I never went to see him back in 2003. And yep, we got a box we go to, and then we'd have to get to MetLife today. Yeah, isn't it funny? We don't give a shit. So the top stadiums are U.S. Bank, Vikings, Rams SoFi, Lambeau Field, Dallas, AT&T, Lumen, number 5, Seattle, number 6, Arrowhead, number 7, Allegiant, Vikes, 8, Arrowhead, 9, Empower for Denver, and 10, Acrisure. It'd always be like, what, Three River Stadium? I mean, come on. Or what was this? What was it called back then? Oh, Heinz Field. Yeah, Acrisure, please. Such a stupid name for the Steelers. Ridiculous. Jamal Adams, thank God the Jets got rid of him. Thank God. Because he's always hurt. They signed Julian Love 2 years, $12 million, Seattle. Jamal Adams talks a lot, doesn't play a lot. A lot of talk, not a lot of playing. Parcells says, you can't help me if you're in the training room all the time. Jamal Adams always in the training room. Always hurt. Always hurt. Got signed that huge contract. Always hurt. Tonight, Stockton versus Centenary. Thomas, go. Ospreys kick some ass tonight. Good luck. Canada was a 20-point favorite against Brazil, lost 69-65. You have the Sun 25-11 at the Liberty today, 26-7. I don't think they're going to catch the Aces 31-6, 3 games left. Yeah, I mean, they got 7 games. They have to win all their games, and they have to. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. So if they win one more game, well, no, actually, if they win 2, they got to keep winning a couple more games. But they beat the Mystics 17-19. Asia Wilson went for 26-11. I saw that the Sparks lost to the Storm, so the Sparks fell out of the top 8. And yeah, we're playoffs soon for the WNBA, 40-game season, most games ever. And also, they were supposed to have there's charter flights for playoff games. Now it's only. I read that it's not for every game. It's they can do it once per round, or it's not every game, and they can't pay for it themselves. WNBA allotted $4 million for charter flights, but it's not every game of the playoffs. It's certain games. When I think they said all games. But, hey, I'm not running the show, but I thought that was kind of bullshit. And back, Wilt stats, they always have interesting stuff, so sometimes oh, that's kind of cool. November 20th, 1st, 2002, Ben Wallace, 12 points, 19 rebounds, 10 blocks. Eddie Jones of the Heat said, we weren't looking at the rim, we were looking at him. Ben Wallace, dominating. I love Ben Wallace. Thank you, Wilt Stats. And USA beat Montenegro 85-73. And they were losing, they came back. And, USA won a game. Congrats to them. Yes. Now, I saw this about a big, I talked about Spectrum. Yeah, enough about that. But this was kind of crazy. I saw this from SI. This was from August 31st, 1987. Minor league catcher Dave Bresnahan decided he carved a potato, looked like a baseball, and used it to dupe a runner into running home where he was waiting with the real ball to tag him out. So he was 25, playing for Williamsport Bills, a Cleveland's AA affiliate who sucked that year. They were 60-79. He was hitting 150 in 52 games. They were playing a doubleheader. He probably realized he was at the end of the rope. Final weekend of the season. And he decided to, he told some teammates, told the team's pitching coach, but didn't tell his manager, Orlando Gomez. He decided to pull the stunt was with the runner on 3rd and 2 outs. He said there was a larger catcher's glove that I kept in my bag in the dugout. He recalled an interview last year with MLB.com. Told the ump that my glove broke and I need to get another one. He said, okay, go get it. So he did. And when he got there, his teammates were bursting out laughing. As the pitcher delivered the pitch, he took the potato out of his glove and held it in his bare hand. He caught the pitch and then threw the potato to third, where the third baseman let it go over his head. So the third base coach says, go home, where Bresnahan was waiting to tag him. And he'd been told by an umpire friend that the stunt shouldn't result in a run being awarded, but the ump still allowed the run to score. And Bresnahan was not happy about that. But hey, obviously somebody was like, what the fuck did he throw? Gomez pulled Bresnahan from the game after the stunt. Next day's released, got 50 minutes of fame, trip to Yankee Stadium, and was on NBC's Game of the Week. And it lives in infamy. I feel like it's minor league baseball. These guys are getting paid to play. And the guy's not a great player. And I know there's some levity at the end of the season, but isn't that really messing with the integrity of the game? I didn't think it was that funny. I just thought, I'm glad they got rid of him. I guess at the time, but I just was like, really? He had time in his hands. He carved a potato into a baseball and threw it, and then was waiting for the guy. And I know there's a hidden ball trick, which I think, if you can get it, but this was, and we're talking, this was done, 36 years ago? But I saw it, I was like, really? So I said, I'll talk about it today. But I think after I read it, it bothered me more than anything. So women's volleyball on Wednesday night, 92,000 strong, 518,000 watched on the Big Ten Network, the most watched regular season volleyball match ever. It was the most watched non-conference volleyball event in Big Ten Network history. Number 2 all-time regular season. Really, just number 2? Well, 518,000, but it was the most watched regular season and the second most, the most watched non-conference volleyball, and the second most, what was the all-time regular season volleyball audience on all networks? Maybe it was had to be a championship game. That's all I could think of, but that's pretty amazing. And volleyball star Lexi Rodriguez inks a deal with Adidas after they beat Nebraska Omaha 3-0. All Big Ten first team, AVCA second team All-American. So the libero, so the libero that's what in libero, and they have a different jersey on. Libero, yeah, because Michigan was asking about that, and I said shit. So libero in volleyball, libero. In indoor volleyball is a back row defensive specialist. Since they only play in the back row, those players are often shorter than the front row blockers and hitters, but have impeccable ball control skills. The position was created to promote ball control, and she wears a different color jersey than her teammates. Yeah, And the origin of it, first introduced in Italy in the late 80s, early 90s. Libero means free in Italian. Particularly designated player was free to roam in and out of the court in the back row positions to play defense. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And she got to deal with Adidas. And the Mets, Chris Majkowski, Mets radio engineer, hasn't missed a game since 1993. And I saw this from Bumble. So Anthony DeComo of MLB.com reported Thursday there's been a shakeup in the Mets front office. Fire 5 longtime employees, including pro scouting director Jeff LeBeau and farm director Kevin Howard. Performance director Jim Cavallini and baseball development director Brian Hayes are also part of the dismissals. They intend to hire a new president of baseball ops in the winter. These dismissals now pave the way for that future hire to bring in some of their own staffers. Howard, an ex-MLB draft pick who spent a decade at the minor league level, might be best known for those might be the best known of those names. But LeBeau and Hayes had both been with the Mets organization since 2011. Cavallini joined in 2018. Yeah, $443 million payroll. They're now sitting in division worth 61 and 73. You got rid of Scherzer, Verlander, Robertson, Pham, Kanya. Yeah, and more decisions coming the way. But I was like, wow. So we'll see who comes in. They talked about Stearns from Milwaukee coming in as being the new president, GM. And I think Epler's gone. I think Buck's gone. They're going to keep, they said they're going to keep this season. They're going to keep Polar Bear Alonso. We'll see how that does. I thought this was kind of cool, too. Young kids have played their own games behind the end zone of high school football stadiums. Somerset Independent School in Kentucky built a mini field right behind the end zones, which I'm wondering if there's I guess if they're down there trying to score, the kids get out of the way, but they have a little mini football field there so the kids can play football during the game. That was kind of cute. And Rachel Nichols of Showtime spoke about Harden's trade demand during a Thursday appearance on FS1's Undisputed. She said the reason he initially wanted out of Philly is no longer wants to be the number 2 option on the team. Hey, how you doing there, John Van Patella? Nice going there. Oh, yeah, he wrote the book guy, the author guy. I hope you're well. So he still thinks of himself as the guy from the game 1 of that Boston series or the guy from game 4 against the Celtics. Yeah, well, believes his 45 and 42-point performances against the Celtics, he's still capable of being the centerpiece of a team. Centerpiece at 34. Jesus Christ. You know, he called Daryl Morey a liar. And he, it really is Embiid's. And Embiid just got he's the MVP. He wants a different role. He wants to be the guy still. Delusional. Well, you know what? Find a team that wants to make you the number 1 option. And the problem is you get hurt all the time. So I don't know if you're going to be able to, play the whole season. Yeah, let me see Harden. Now he played well and then his body starts breaking down. So let's look at James Harden. Let's look at the last couple of years. Okay, James, let's look at these stats. Okay. All right. So okay, let's see. Okay. James Harden. Okay. When he came in the league, he was playing 78 to 82 and back in 2015-16, 81 the year after. Now 2020-21. Well, that was the wasn't that the 1920? Which one was which? 2020. I always get confused. Okay, let's even go the last couple. Let's go the last 3 seasons. 58 this past year, so he played 58. The year before he played 65. Okay, 65, 36, 8, 44. You want to be the main guy. I need him. I need you playing more. I need you playing. Well, 65 I'm okay with. But number 1 option? No, I don't think so. He exercised his, 30-something million for the season. Ugh, God, we shall see. And Acuna, I talked about him. Eric Davis in 87, Barry Bonds in 1990, only players to steal 50-plus bases during a 30-home run season. This is the first 30-60. 40-40, you got Canseco 88, Barry Bonds 96, A-Rod 98, Soriano 2006. He was 3 steals in 2019 when he had a career-high 41 home runs at 21. That's just amazing. Jesus, he's amazing. Good God, that's impressive. And how about this is Malik Heath, He went from Mississippi Junior College, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. He made the Green Bay. How did he celebrate? He played Madden and balled out at him as himself. He said, "No, I'm still like I'm dreaming of something." He goes, "I made the 53." He said, "Played Madden and I'm throwing myself nothing but go balls. Like I'm still in the movie right now. I'm still dreaming right now. I can't wake up. That first game, I'm gonna wake up though for sure. I'm still soaking everything in." I thought that was funny. I'm still soaking everything in. Hey, it's got to be great to play yourself on Madden and then just, hey, listen. And these guys aren't like, hey, it's just I'm happy to make the 53. Now they want to make a different. Now you want to get that contract. Now it's getting that second contract. I made the team. Now I want to stay, and not for long. And Richard Sherman said Bill Belichick gets less criticism for bad decisions than the coaches do. FS1, maybe. He says when Belichick does something crazy that we would say is crazy, when other coaches do it, like if Kyle Shanahan took his defensive coordinator and made him his offensive coordinator, yeah, I would say that's something crazy. Or made his special teams coach his quarterback coach, you would say, what are you doing? You've lost your mind. Yeah, I mean, I would say you're right. He's been 500 since Tom left. You judged Tom when he left. You said if he can't win without Belichick, then it was Belichick. And what did he do? Won a Super Bowl. First season he left. Thank you, JPA Football, for that one. I'm like, yeah. That is true. That is, he did, and Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, Matt Patricia, defensive coordinator, being offensive coordinator, Joe Judge is special teams guy, quarterback coach. Are you fucking kidding me? So Bill O'Brien, thank God. Matt Corral was claimed to back up from the Titans, to back up Mac Jones. They also signed Jalen Rieger to the practice squad. They're going to suck this year. Mac Jones sucks. Mac Jones sucks. I just don't think they beat the Jets twice last year, yes, but it was nice to see them have a bat. And I just don't see them what worked with Brady, you had Brady, the greatest of all time, is not working anymore. The magic is not working with him. But we'll see. I mean, I think Belichick's a phenomenal coach, but I don't think he has a quarterback that's going to take him to the promised land. Hey, and there is Mr. Bumbles. Mr. Bumbles has joined us. Good to see you. Good to see you. Very good to see you. And the Bucks, I took Mike Evans, went to Ball High School, probably not got a 9 years, 1,000 yards receiving, going to the 10th year, and a face of the franchise. I feel like that's a guy you want to keep with the team. Well, he wants the same kind of money as Cooper Kupp, $75 million in guaranteed money. He's playing on a contract that's averaging 16.5, cap hit of 23 and change this year. He's been great for the team, great off the community and organization, and he wants a new contract, but it doesn't sound like it's going to happen. And the second Evans to see his agent, Derek Gilmore, said to see guys hold out and get rewarded when he does everything for the organization on the field, in the community, off the field, working with other players in the organization. And talking Mets. Mauricio debut, batting ninth, playing second base against the Seattle Mariners in a game where the team is 61-73. And nobody cares, Bumbles. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Mauricio. He can hit 900 the rest of the season, and nobody's going to care because your team is not going to compete for the next 3-4 years. You said 2026. I'm saying 2030. I just don't see it happen. You need pitching. You need so many players. You need so much help. So much help. And your guys spent so much money. Oh, Seattle cares. Yes, but you're a New York fan. Seattle's going to destroy you guys this weekend. But Julio Rodriguez has missed 2 games with a sore foot. So I don't know how that's going to go tonight. But we hope good things happen. Will they? I don't think so. And I hope Mauricio plays well, but I don't think it is. And yeah, and Miss Mike Evans has also went to the same alma mater as Hal and Dom, Ball High School in Galveston, Texas. But he did go to Texas A&M, so I'll hold that against him. Pennant race, Mets win 2 out of 3. And no one cares except Bumbles. And did you hear that? Did you hear the tumbleweed go through and the cactus? That's what just happened right now, Bumbles. The Mets are finito, done. Yeah, they're not winning 2 out of 3, but good. I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet with you. You want to make a bet? Let's make a bet. It's not happening. Cooper Kupp could miss the week 1 game. Van Jefferson, Ben Skowronek, Tutu Atwell, DeMarcus Robinson, and Puka Nakua could be playing if Cup is out. Where did Puka Nakua go to school? Puka, I like that name. Puka Nakua. When did he go to BYU? Yeah, he did. He played at Washington and BYU. So that's a good guy. I'm rooting for him. Dan Graziano said trade candidates. If the Raiders play like shit, Devontae Adams could be gone. Good God. 100 catches, 1,516 yards, 14 touchdowns last year. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin could be in the trade mix. Evans has a tradable $13 million salary. Marquise Brown, James Conner, Budda Baker from Arizona, they could be gone. I mean, they're going to suck this year. Aaron Donald, if they have a bad season, imagine Aaron Donald on the Jets. Wow. Him and Quentin Williams, that'd be nice. Then they win a Super Bowl. And Bumbles doesn't know what to do. His head explodes. Broccoli Rob's head explodes. Jay head explodes. That'd be nice. Super Bowl would be nice. Be very nice this year. Will it happen? I don't know, but it'd be nice if it did. It'd be very nice. Time will tell on that front. Yes, very quiet. Well, it's Labor Day weekend. A lot of people quiet. Now, Joe Montana believes that Dan Marino is the best quarterback to ever play football. In an interview with Keith Nelson of Men's Health. Quick release. I just step into a lot of things, get enough force in the ball. He said Marino had a perfect torque of his upper body and strength. I loved watching him play. To deliver the ball quickly at a fast release with accuracy. And he said there's a difference between greatest Jets Cowboys Super Bowl. Dude, what are you smoking? Jets Cowboys. Okay, Jets Cowboys. Wow. You just pulled that one out? Is that something you were thinking about for a while? Will you hold that back from me? Ooh, Jets Cowboys. You think Dak Prescott's going to the Jets Super Bowl? Dak Prescott's going to the Cowboys Super Bowl. Dak Prescott. I'll take that bet too. We got a lot of bets. That's not happening. Cowboys aren't going to Super Bowl. No way. Hell no. And Montana said there's a difference between greatest and best. Thinks the latter distinction doesn't belong to him. The title of greatest quarterback typically refers to career achievements, whereas best quarterback refers to individual talent. Marino doesn't. He went to win the Super Bowl, but he had one of the best, strongest arms. Yeah, I loved him. Put Marino in today's game where he gets free release and his receivers, holy cow, weren't very big. He said this guy's 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, I think Marino led the NFL in passing 5 times, touchdown 3 times, 48 and 84. That was amazing until Brady broke it in 2007. That 84 season was amazing. And then Manning did 55 in 2013. Marino's still 7th with touchdown passes, 420. Number 1 among players who never suited up in the 21st century. I love Marino. NFC wide open. So if the NFC's wide open, why are you thinking the Cowboys are going to win? The Eagles went to Super Bowl last year. I know there's come on. Who is superior? I don't know what the question. Who's superior? Cowboys or Eagles? It's not even close, dude. Eagles. Jalen Hurts can ball. Dak Prescott cannot. Oh, you're not buying the Eagles? Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. So you're not buying the Eagles, but you're buying the Cowboys with Dak Prescott. Cowboys haven't made a championship game since 95. 95. And you're thinking they're going to go to a Super Bowl this year with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. What has he shown you that says guy threw a ton of interceptions last year, can't stay healthy. There is no one runaway. Who's the runaway team? The only team, there's one runaway team in the NFL. It's the Chiefs. Everybody, and the Bengals, but the Chiefs. Chiefs are the defending champions. Eagles. Now, the thing about the Eagles is they lost the offensive and defensive coordinators. And that's big because it doesn't matter. You bring some people in. KC is the only runaway team in the NFL. That's it. In the NFC, it's up for grabs. And the Cowboys aren't one of the teams that is up for grabs. So I don't see a Jets Cowboys Super Bowl because the Cowboys haven't even, no. And I'm curious to see what San Francisco is going to do with Brock Purdy this year. Because I think Kyle Shanahan's a hell of a coach. I think they could go on a run again this year. Why not the Cowboys? Dak Prescott. Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy sucks as a coach. Dak Prescott cannot win the big game. That's why it's not the Cowboys. Tony Pollard coming back from an injury. Defense. Okay, you got what the hell? Who's the kid? Who's the defensive end? That McCall. Mika Parsons. You got Mika Parsons. I like the defense. I love the defense. I like Dan Quinn with the defense. Dak Prescott is not the guy that is going to lead a team to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. He's just not that guy. He's too inconsistent. He throws a shitty ball. He's not great under pressure. I don't know what more I can say. I am not a Dak Prescott fan. Dak Prescott is not the dude. He's not the guy. I'm sorry. No. Nope. Not buying it. Not buying the Cowboys. With Dak Prescott behind center, Mike McCarthy is not a great coach. I think Mike McCarthy had a phenomenal quarterback in Aaron Rodgers and won a Super Bowl, and then they didn't do shit after that. And I feel like they were not that good last year, and they should have beaten San Francisco in the goddamn playoffs, and Dak had a shitty game. And now they beat a shitty Tampa Bay in the first round, and they should have beaten San Francisco in San Francisco. But Dak had a lot of shitty plays, and they still won the game because of the goddamn defense, and they couldn't get it done. Because Dak is not the guy. He's not the guy. It's not the guy. That's me. So I talked about the ACC. They're coming in. Cal, they all have to require the ACC's grant of rights, which runs to 2036. Stanford, Cal, I said partial share. And Condoleezza Rice, Stanford alum, made calls to urge the ACC to bring him aboard. Okay, good luck with that. Yeah, so, I mean, we're going to see. They're bringing in a lot of money. $72 million additional annual media rights revenue as a result of the expansion. Portions will go to Stanford and Cal. The rest can be freed if the ACD distribute as part of either a revised financial model or an incentive program. So we'll see how that goes. I talked about Iowa. Iowa is playing against Utah State. They're 23.5-point favorite, which means they have to score 25. Yeah, Cooper DeJean scored. Yeah, Cooper DeJean had defense, scored 3 touchdowns, right? Yeah, 3 touchdowns. He had 5 interceptions, 3 returned for touchdowns. Isn't that crazy? He's the third most touchdowns on Iowa last year. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I watched the NC State. This is crazy. NC State. So they beat UConn and Stores yesterday, 24-14. Wide receiver Bradley Rosner, 6'5", 200, big playability. Last year, he caught 44 catches, 876 yards, 10 touchdowns for Rice. The latter 2, he led the team. 20 yards per reception. 8th year of college football. 8th year. You know how? Began his career in junior college, then after moving to Rice, granted an extra year prior to 2020, giving him 2 years at that point. 2020 didn't count, but he sat out that year, then missed all of 2021 with injury. And so he only got around to using one of those final 2 years of eligibility in 2022. Started in 2019. 8 years. So isn't that crazy? So 8 years of football. 8th college, played 2 years, played at junior college, and then, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, that's a lot of years, dude. God bless him. I mean, Brendan Armstrong's going to be 25, the quarterback for NC State. He started out at UVA. I mean, you got older guys. I mean, this is a guy who seems like he's playing forever. NC State should be pretty good this year. The most in-demand 2023 college football teams on StubHub: Bama, Michigan, Notre Dame, Penn State, Tennessee, Georgia, Auburn, Florida State, Texas A&M, and Colorado. Texas is not on the list? Wow. Why Texas A&M? And Florida had 2 players wearing number 3 on the field at the same time for a Utah punt, which resulted in a penalty, first down for the Utes. Utah would score a few plays later. Nick De La Torre said, Zach Mertz, good, 70% completion, 333 yards was inflated. Jesse Simonton said, career high, 333 yards, 70% are mirage, 25 passes from 0 to 9 yards, through 12 screens, and Billy Napier, who is in trouble. If he has a bad year, he could be gone. Abandoned the run because they were getting bullied, but he didn't trust Mertz to rip it either, so that was the end of that. Bryson Barnes threw a 70-yard touchdown pass to Money Parks. What a great name on his first play. Isn't that crazy? First play. First play. Wow. That is crazy. That's nuts. Yeah, I missed that play. Yeah, Nate Johnson had a, 27-yard touchdown run for Utah. Graham Mertz had a touchdown and an interception. Florida went 1 for 13 on third downs, 2 for 5 on fourth, 13 yards. You're not going to win a game when you're rushing for 13 yards, and they're in trouble. So I watched the Nebraska game. NC State, I watched some of that. Missouri, 35-10 over South Dakota, but 50,434, largest crowd at a Mizzou home opener since 2019. You got this weekend LSU at Florida State from Orlando. That's on Sunday. Remember, LSU missed that blocked extra point. Florida State got the win last year. Carolina at South Carolina from Charlotte. Drake May versus Spencer Rattler. That should be a hell of a game. Yeah, UNC's defense 115th in the country, but they said the game's in Columbia, but it's in Charlotte. Yeah, but the game's in Charlotte. So it says it's in Charlotte, not in, I don't know what so we'll see how that goes. Colorado TCU, that's at noon. Man, primetime's first, and Shador Sanders' first game playing in the FBS. So we'll see how that's a game I want to watch. Boise State at Washington. You got Michael Penix Jr. That should be pretty good. Yeah. Tonight is Central Michigan and Michigan State. Miami of Ohio at Miami. So I have to watch that. I can't watch that. We got to watch that on the app. Louisville, Georgia Tech app. And at 11 o'clock tonight, Stanford or Hawaii. And Stanford is coming off a shitty and got rid of Shaw. So we'll see how that goes. Rice at Texas Saturday. Sunday, Northwestern at Rutgers. Oregon State at San Jose State. Taylor Townsend, U.S. Open, third round. John Isner lost in 5 sets to Michael Moe and was emotional afterwards. Yeah, well, 2018 Wimbledon semifinalist. He has the most aces, 14,470, and the fastest serve, 157.2. ATP records. Big, tall guy. Didn't win the big one. Had a long career. 10 years ranked in the top 20. 16 ATP titles, 8 doubles titles, a trip to Wimbledon semi in 2018. Yeah, all right. I'll give you. Hey, congrats. And Yanks enter September in last place in the AL East for the first time since 1990. And Hal Steinbrenner says the Yankees didn't make any major moves at the 2023 deadline because he wanted to cultivate prospects after the team traded away too many guys the last few years. We'll learn a lot in September, and we'll learn a lot in the spring, which means nobody's going. Cashman will be around and Boone will be around. That's what it tells me about that shit. Yeah. That's why I didn't want to trade away the guys at the trade line. We traded away too many guys the past few years. So I think it will be exciting. Are you fucking nuts? Are you crazy? Jordan Montgomery. You got Jason Dominguez and Austin Wells coming up. Everson Pereira came up. And you got Volpe, who's got 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases on the season. So congrats to him. Josh Donaldson is now signed a minor league deal with the Brewers, but has to come to the active roster today to be eligible for the playoffs. And Volpe, hey, 15th rookie with a 20 home run, 20 stolen base season. They lost 4-3. Him and Corbin Carroll for Arizona's 23 home runs, 41 steals. Gleyber Torres had a throwing error, and the Yankees tried to get their first 4-game winning streak, which didn't happen since May 27th through 30th. And they lost on a walk-off for the 9th time. Detroit had lost 5 straight and been outscored 40-11 and was outscored 14-5 of the first 3 games. Didn't matter. So that's that. Other 2020 rookies the same season. Hey, Ellis Burks in 87 and Devon White. And last year, Julio Rodriguez and Bobby Witt Jr. And Bobby Witt Jr. on a really bad KC team. 276, 27 home runs, 82 RBIs. He's having and he's, how old is he? He's 23. Just turned 23. That's impressive. That's impressive. I was like, damn, that's good. You got Rodon against Verlander tonight in Houston. Yeah. Oh, God. That's all over with. Yeah, Mookie Betts is having a season. So Acuna's 337, 30 home runs, 62 stolen bases, a 993 OPS. Mookie Betts, 317, 38 home runs, 10 stolen bases, and a 1.033 OPS. Yeah. So Sean Murphy's been hit 17 times this season, but Mariners Ty France 28 and Isaac Paredes for Tampa Bay has been hit 18 times. Ty France for Mariners 28 times has been hit by a pitch this season. And Jerry Beach had this up. One of the best days in baseball history. Mike Piazza made his major league debut on September 1st, 1992, went 3 for 3 with a double and a walk in the Dodgers 5-4 win over the Cubs on the road. Damn, dude, that was 31 years ago. And you gotta love the White Sox owner. You gotta love him. I mean, to say this with a straight face, Jerry Reinsdorf has no intention of selling the team. I like what I'm doing, as bad as it is. It would have taken anybody at least a year to evaluate the organization. Jay Cuda said a year. I can evaluate the organization. It's terrible. Took me 2 seconds. It's amazing the guys who own teams. Even Stephen Cohen came in off, spent all this money on shit, on old pitchers. Didn't get another bat. Well, he lost out on Correa, which he was trying. Okay, I'll give him that. But a team that's 61 and 73, and the fans are just like, damn. I mean, crazy, right? Crazy. These guys, it just blows my mind. It's crazy. Yeah, Giants beat the Padres, have lost 6 or 7, 8.5 out of the playoff picture. Marlins 2-8 their last 10. They're 67 and 67. Candace Parker is in an assisted walking apparatus, so I don't think. Jewel Lloyd, 800 points for the season. Just the 4th player in WNBA history to have scored 800 plus points in a season. 900 career assists, 1,000 career rebounds, 800 points in this season alone. She had 25 and 7 last night when they beat the Sparks, 72-61. They're 11 and 25. Asia Wilson has 809 points. Taurasi did 800 twice, 2006, 2008. Maya Moore did in 2014. Brianna Stewart did it this year. First time multiple players have 800 plus points in the same season. So I talked about charter flights. If a winning team ends a series in WNBA, they said every team was going to have for the playoffs. As many as 6 may have to take. Well, they had said all postseason games can take charter flights. Now it's after each series, teams will be able to use 1 charter flight before the next round. 1. If a winning team ends a series on the road and starts the next series round on the road, they can either play commercial home or to their next away destination. So it went from all to 1. Yeah, okay. Trae Young, Lakers. I've been hearing that for a while. Is a good fit. I don't know about that front. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. But, we'll see. It's too soon to talk about that. Patrick Kane told the Associated Press he's been on the ice about 20 times and that's on track for a projected return. Good going. Michigan is on her way. Okay. Will be home soon because JD got everything messed up today. Bumbles, I like that we had a little back and forth repartee today. What does it say? Oh, just on camera framing. Connected cable between the two. Yeah, besides asking questions about this stuff. All right, yeah. Thanks. This is all good, man. I like the people. I joined the Roadcaster thing, and everybody's kind of helped me out. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. And Travis Kelce's told hold out Chris Jones via New Heights podcast. Can you please come back? Pleading, come back, please. Who's Miranda Kerr? Oh, she's a Snapchat. I thought she was somebody else. Why do I care? Yeah, I don't care. Okay. Yeah, seeing if I missed anything else. Yeah, they're talking about, arrogant Yankees could learn from proactive Mets after front office shakeup. Yes, they could. That is something. Yes, I totally agree on that front. Yes. Okay. Let me get to some trivia questions. I've talked way too much. Bumbles, I really appreciate. I think Josh Bill. It's Labor Day weekend, so I know everybody. So I'm wishing the Stockton kick what's it Centenary's ass tonight. Hal, hey, the what's Hal's team's name? Yeah, Hal's team name is. Yeah, wishing him. They got a game. It's tomorrow. Game tomorrow at 10 a.m. The Gulf Coast Sugar versus the Space City Screwballs. Good luck on that front, Bubba. All right. Last show's trivia question was, okay, Braves could join what team is the only teams to have 5+ players reach 30+ home runs in the same season? So they have Matt Olson, Ozuna, Riley, Acuna's now, so they got 4, and if Albus gets there, they'll have 5. They would join the 2019 Twins. Edwin Rosario was one of those Twins. So him and Sean Murphy currently sit at 20. Either of them could help the Braves become the first team to ever have 6 players with 30+ home runs. Arcia's career high, 16 home runs, positioned him to be the 8th Brave to 20+ home runs this year. A franchise high 7 players have already reached the mark. If one of them joins the 20 homer club this year, they would join the 2019 Twins as the only team to have 8 players reach this mark in the same season. They got swept by the Yankees that year. Okay, today's trivia question. Rudy Gay played 17 years in the NBA and never did what? This never happened in his 17 years in the NBA. What did he do in his 17? He played 17 years in the league. He played even last year. What has never happened for him as an NBA player? That's the trivia question. Bumbles. Chris didn't talk about Bumble. You know what? Bumble's good. I told him I want him on the goddamn show. Come on the fucking show already, dude. Let's make it happen. John Vampatella, got to read your book. It is $30 on Kindle, which is nuts, which is loony toony, man. It can't be that much. It shouldn't be $30 on Kindle. Every book's like $10, $12. Why is your book 30? Why is your thing $30? I find that a little perplexing. Everybody have a great Labor Day weekend. Go Michigan tomorrow. Go Heels. Go Rutgers. They're going to have a lot of top recruits at the game on Sunday because that's going to be the only game in town. NFL Thursday. You have tennis tonight. Coco's playing tonight. Jimmy Butler should be there. Yankees, Mets. Who's pitching for the Mets tonight? Because Bumble said the Mets are winning. Liberty playing tonight. Who is pitching tonight for the Mets? Meet the Mets. Da, 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 da. All right, who's pitching tonight for the Mets? It is Logan Gilbert, 12-5 with a 3.66 ERA versus Cody Senga, 10-7 with 3.17. Mets are 61-73. The Mariners are 76-57. Got Dodgers, Acuna. Don't do that shit when you get to third base. I can't stand it. And bullshit, Iran and Israel, but they're never gonna get along, ever. But banned for life, that's bullshit. All right. Have a great day. Peace out. Somebody left to Michigan. My parents, Mrs. S, Carol and Carol. See Carol on Monday. Training tomorrow morning. It's always good. Bill's got a wedding tonight, but Thomas kicks some ass tonight for the Ospreys. And yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out.